So hello again everybody, and the weather's okay. It's a little windy and a little wet, but it's warm enough, so I'm going to work on my Panzer VIII mouse a little bit more. Um, have a little painting to do around where I painted the inside of these hatches here. Um, in the last video I glued these on with the normal model cement. It didn't hold. Now they're glued on with super glue. It should hold. I should have known that wouldn't work, but I thought I was out, but I found another tube, so everything's good. And then we'll do the tools some more. So now we got that done. We continue with the tools. And we need to paint these parts too that we put on here. And while we're at it, we can paint some of these attachment points for the tools, like this part on the end of the shovel and stuff. Now, we got this brown color. We're going to use it for the wood parts. It's hard to say what color is the right color for wood because you know, when it's new, it's one color and it changes from everything to a dark brown to a gray. But I'll just use this one. It's going to be kind of glossy, but once it gets to a flat coat, then it'll be okay. So now the trap should be ready to get on there, to go on there. These little things of super glue are really great for models because I've found I don't use super glue enough, really, and it dries out. I use it 2 or 3 times and then the rest of the tube goes to waste. With these, there's not that much in it, so it seems to work. It seems to be a smarter move. So for the end of the bore brush, we're going to be using the steel color. We'll also put some dark gray on it that's been thinned down. to look like it's a bit dirty from cleaning the gun out after it dries. Probably should have mixed it with a little black, maybe. I do that quite often when I need like a gunmetal color. Instead of buying gunmetal, I just mix the steel with some dark gray or black, and it turns out about the same. So now I'm trying to work out how they might put the tools on here. I think, you know, they couldn't really use the sides of the turret like they did on a lot of the tanks, because the turret is really, when it turns, it would not, you know, there's no room there. So they would have to use here in the front. I think the jack maybe like on the, I know on the Yacht Panzer, Yacht Tiger, it was here on the back underneath the exhaust. So I think we'll do the jack there, as well as the tow cable in the back, and some of these other track tools. I think we'll put this here in the front, like here maybe, and as well as the block for the jack will probably go up here too, maybe on the other side. The tow cable in the back. We can put the hammer up here as well. I think the bore brush will go on the side of the turret, maybe. I really don't know if we need this piece. The handle for the pickaxe can go here too, by the pickaxe. So, those are extra. So, the bore brush on the side, the jack in the back, and the tow cable in the back. I think that would be okay. I could imagine that being so similar. They would have to use here, the available spaces. They couldn't put on the side of the turret because, like a lot of the other tanks were, because this turret, there's no space between the turret and the hull back there. Only here in the back. But I think the tow cable could run here on the top of the fuel tank around, and the jack underneath. I think it'll be okay that way. That's how I would imagine they would do it, because of the lack of space on the sides of the turret. Often they used to have tools and stuff here, though, too. But on the tank destroyers that only had a casemate, they also put it on the sides. Some stuff on the sides. And unfortunately, this doesn't have extra road wheels, so I can't add extra road wheels to it. Only extra track. So we're going to use some gray. We're going to paint this gray, and the straps on the wood block will be gray. The base here, the clamp part, will be the brown color, or the beige color. I have a video in my tips and tricks that shows you how I do rust on stuff with, you know, it's just a lot of feather brushing, really. Piece of toilet paper, you can see. I dipped the paintbrush, I like these testers ones. They're a lot more, they're cheaper and they're a lot more stable as the ones with the red martyr here. And the ones with the red martyr here are expensive, so I try not to, I only use them for like real painting. When I do feather brushing and stuff, or like coats with weathering coats, I use these testers brushes. They work really good for that. But the other ones are more they're like between 6 and 10 euros a piece. These are like like a buck or so. So, yeah. Save money where I can. Try not to waste stuff. or break stuff unnecessarily. I kind of set this up how I think it might go, but we're going to take them back off here now. Another problem, we don't have the clamps for these C-hooks. I've seen two different ways that they were put on. There was either two little rods sticking out of the side of the tank somewhere and they would go in with this cotter pin, or there was like plates that go over each end and it would go in the tank like that. So I'll have to think of some way to get it in there like that. One dip in the paintbrush was enough. And it's so little paint that it dries like almost automatically. On the end of this wood, on this plate here for the wood block, the tank color. I always wondered what these were, and I finally found it somewhere on the internet that it was just a wood block to put under the jack. I always thought it was some kind of little toolbox that had some special tool in it or something on it. A little bit more red so we can do the jack as well. This dark red. It's called brick red. It's Siegelrot in German. I seem to waste a lot of paint like this though. Most heavily on the top and the bottom. I had to fiddle around for a mount for the tow cable. I made two metal posts here in the back for the tow cable. I'm also going to have to find something to act like the clamps that go on it. I didn't do that on video because I had to mess around with it some. They're not exactly, it's really hard to cut these metal parts straight, but it's okay. Once the tow cables are on there, it won't be noticeable really. So we're going to paint those posts. First we're going to let it dry. I'm going to do the orange rust on the tools, and then we'll paint that, and then that's it for today. Should be able to finish tomorrow because everything's less. Well, not finish it tomorrow, but finish putting everything on it tomorrow. And then the last one will be putting decals and weathering on. Ravel says this is brown, but it looks pretty orange to me. I think it's a good rust color. So here's what our tools look like now. You probably can't see it so good in the video, I don't think. The light in here is kind of weird. But it's not totally finished. Once everything's on and the decals are on, it'll get a couple weathering coats and that'll give it some more, some brown, some dirt and stuff. I just got the black and the rust on right now. So that's it for now. I think tomorrow is supposed to be nice weather. I'll probably get everything on tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Till next time.